And I'm gonna be so real when I say that part of the reason why you can't move forward is because you're not letting go of what you need to let go of. And I feel like throughout so many aspects of our lives, there's things that we just grip so tightly onto and we're so scared to let go of. And those are the things that we need to shed to move on to the next phases and chapters of our lives, whether that be people, a job, environments. Like, there's just certain things that as you transition, you gotta let go of. Why are you holding on to things that no longer serve you like it's the end of the world? So it really comes to a point where it's like you have to question yourself and question these things and ask, why am I holding on to these things with such control? And I'm going to be so incredibly real when I say this. Sometimes you have to let go and just let God. Sometimes there are things that you genuinely need to let go of and shed of and rid of in order to get to that next pinnacle or next chapter in your life. And for a lot of people, the reason why they can't move forward is because they're resisting letting go of the things that they really need to let go of in order to meet their transformation. And there's so many character arcs and development arcs and aspects of growth in our lives that sometimes there's so many things happening that are just so out of our control. And the more that we try to control those things, the more that we're prolonging that change, that evolution, that getting to the next phase, or even just improving certain aspects of our lives. And whether that be people, environments, jobs, like sometimes there are things that you genuinely need to step away from in order to reach that next point in your life. And there's a lot of things and a lot of people that truly don't see your value enough for you to want to stay, or enough for you to try to control the outcome of whatever happens. In essence, you kind of have to question and reflect, do these things value me as much as I put value onto them, as much as I try to control, try to shape, try to influence the outcome of whatever this is, or whatever these things are. And a lot of us, including myself, a lot of us have so much trouble letting go. And once we stop tying so much emotional attachment to these things and really just let go and stop resisting things that are meant to happen and stop resisting things that are meant to unfold in divine timing, then that's when we're really going to reach that next character arc, or really reach development within our individuality. There's certain things that you really just have to let be, and there's absolutely nothing that you can do to influence that, as hard or harsh as it may be at times. There's nothing you can do to change how a person may operate towards you. It doesn't matter if you put more effort into the relationship, the friendship. It doesn't matter if you try harder, if you love harder. There's certain things that no matter what you do, you have to move on from. And the more that you try to insert your energy into changing these things, the harder the lesson is going to become for you. You can't change people, you can't change outcomes, but you can influence how you react to those things and how you choose to react in order to manifest the best version of yourself. And a lot of the time that has to do with walking away and just letting things be, and shedding these things that are so burdensome to us is what's going to allow you to move forward. And a lot of the time, so much of what feels so heavy in certain aspects of our lives isn't necessarily always due to circumstances or what may be happening, but because we're holding on to things that's adding on to that weight. And there's such a relief when you just let go and let God, and there's always a plan for you. There's always a plan for more. There's a reason why that job didn't work out. There's a reason why maybe you're not friends with that person anymore, or maybe you're not in a relationship with that person anymore. There's a reason why certain people don't see and acknowledge your value. A lot of those things are meant to go elsewhere. A lot of your energy, your gifts, your talents are meant to go towards bigger and better things. And a lot of the time, the things that we encounter are simply lessons. And a lot of what we need to learn throughout life is to stop resisting what is meant to happen and just let go and just let God. And there also comes a point where once you let these things go, you do begin to realize that they never held as much weight as you may have thought they would to begin with. And sometimes a lot of the things that we put so much emphasis on really don't hold as much value as we really think that they do in the moment. And once you start to realize what you want for yourself, the energy that you want poured back into you, and recognize the value that you have, it is so much easier to walk away and to demand more for yourself. Set those standards for yourself. Set standards for how you want your life to look, the type of people that you want in your life. Do you want to settle for those things because you're trying so hard to control and keep things in your life that no longer serve you? And so many of you guys try to force things where they don't fit. And that is a lot of the reason why you can't get to where you need to be. You can't force a puzzle piece to fit where it does not and expect a complete picture. It's just not going to work. You can't force people to acknowledge the value and what you bring to the table. You can't force certain environments to change if that's how they're systemically built. Certain things you just need to leave be before the lesson becomes a lot harder for you to learn. I used to be someone who wasn't obsessive over certain outcomes, but just so enthralled and just controlling specific dynamics and situations. And you're just stressing yourself out, in essence, by trying to control what is or what isn't going to happen. There's so much more anxiety lifted off your shoulders and so much more revealed to you that you start to acknowledge as you move forward and as you just learn to let things be. Let things exist without trying to change it. Let things exist without trying to influence how they exist, how they operate and show up in your lives. Just let things be. There's so much more of a relief when you stop holding the burden of trying to control everything, trying to control how other people respond to you, trying to control how other people act, trying to control your environment or certain circumstances. Let it go, let it be, and let God.